What's going on, guys? KEVINCAGE here with another crypto update. Let's dive right into some recent news. So first up, we have a big announcement. We're going to tie it into other things we already knew, starting off with the Ripple US dollar right here. So we have the Ripple US dollar, RLUSD, the stablecoin, has been approved as a recognized crypto token by the DFSA. So this is the Dubai Financial Services Authority, within use of their fintech center, this giant financial hub, the DIFC. So why is this relevant? Well, first up, we know that back in March, Ripple the company secured a DFSA license to offer regulated crypto payments in the UAE. We can see that Ripple will be the first blockchain-enabled payments provider licensed by the DFSA. We know the UAE is absolutely massive for finance. We can see that their international trade market is over $400 billion. So what do we know? First up, the Ripple US dollar stablecoin is approved for use in the DIFC. We had Ripple the company recently secure this license to provide regulated crypto payments and services in the DIFC. And throwback to this Business Wire article with the approval of XRP under its virtual assets regime. What's it referring to? We can see XRP for use within the DIFC, regulated by the DFSA. So this is a while ago. The DIFC will now be able to incorporate XRP into their virtual asset services. In thinking about where we are today with the Ripple US dollar regulated by the NYDFS, and then we also have Ripple in the SEC case basically over. And this is a big deal. We already know how large the DIFC is. Their estimated GDP between these 77 countries is 10.5 trillion US dollars. So we're going to keep tabs on the Ripple US dollar. In past videos, we talked about how big the stablecoin market is really going to be in the future, and this is very relevant for the XRPL. So we know the Ripple US dollar, as I've already said, is regulated by the NYDFS. It is MiCA compliance for the markets and crypto assets regulation in the European Union, and now we have this. Officially recognized as a compliant crypto token by the DFSA for use in the DIFC. Alright, thank you all for coming to my TED Talk. What's next? We have the Ripple US dollar being listed on BitGet. Alright, next up, if you guys are on X, be sure to follow Matthew LINY. It stands for Long Island, New York. I couldn't tell you. I probably did it for a couple years in my head, just calling him Matthew Liney. It's Long Island, New York. But he shares awesome info. He's an OG. And we even went over some information that he shared yesterday related to Hidden Road. Now check this out. Now, when we're reading this, we have to keep in mind that Ripple the company acquired them for $1.25 billion. We have the Ripple US dollar being used for cross-margining, and notice this, Hidden Road will migrate post-trade activity across the XRP ledger. So Ripple owns them, and they're trying to make this the go-to blockchain for institutional DeFi. And another thing that's important to know is right here. Hidden Road has a strong business, clearing $3 trillion each year across markets with more than 300 top institutional customers. And we are at that inflection point for the next phase of digital asset adoption in the US. So considering all of this, with the Ripple US dollar clearing $3 trillion annually, and even specifically saying migrating post-trade activity across the XRPL, and the company Ripple injecting billions of dollars of capital to provide immediate scale and satisfy the demand for Hidden Road's prime brokerage. Matthew shares this, so this is Trading Technologies when they partnered with Hidden Road last year. And as we can see here, Trading Technologies, which is partnered with Hidden Road, and Ripple the company owns Hidden Road, we can see that Trading Technologies platform connects to more than 100 global exchanges and liquidity venues across a growing number of asset classes, handling over 2.8 billion transactions last year. So just like Matthew said, it's very possible to see Hidden Road with Ripple to scale more transactions on the XRPL, especially if they're already planning to migrate post-trade activity across the XRPL, trying to demonstrate its potential as the go-to blockchain for institutional DeFi. Alright, next up, this is a big deal. We have today, the SEC released a 2025 guideline or guidance clarifying which crypto tokens qualify as securities, introducing a new three-pronged framework beyond the traditional Howey test that is like 70 plus years old. So this is really important to see because we need regulatory clarity in order to have regulatory certainty, and with regulatory certainty, we can have institutional adoption. So here we have a three-pronged framework. First up, the initial sale context, whether the token was marketed as an investment. Next, we have ongoing use, if the token provides functional utility on a decentralized network. And then we have issuer influence, the degree of control retained by the founding team or foundation. So down below, we have two lists: tokens likely deemed securities by the SEC, and then a little bit lower, we have tokens not likely deemed securities by the SEC. So let's go through this first part. So tokens likely to be considered securities by the SEC. We have first ICOs with profit-centric marketing. We have profit-sharing governance tokens. So we can see tokens that offer dividends, rev sharing, or protocol profits. We have utility tokens with financial incentives. And we have legal precedents from court rulings. So we have the library case, the token was ruled an unregistered security. And then they also mention the Ripple case where XRP's institutional sales were securities early on. And then the last point is tokens with centralized control or pre-mining. Next up, we have the list of tokens not likely deemed securities by the SEC. So first, we have fiat-backed stablecoins with transparent reserves. Next, we have Layer 1 utility tokens for network operations. So Ethereum, Solana, AVAX, even XRP. Along with lack of profit marketing or central control and decentralized and open source governance. So thank God the SEC is finally putting in a little bit of effort to actually expand upon the traditional Howey test. And hopefully this guidance is going to provide more clarity. It's not perfect, but hopefully it provides more clarity for token issuers, investors, exchanges, and really just kind of promoting a real regulatory framework for digital assets in the future. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We went through a lot related to the Ripple US dollar, XRP, the XRP ledger, all with the DIFC in Dubai regulated by the DFSA, along with new 2025 guidance for clarity for the crypto asset class by the SEC. I'll be traveling to visit family this upcoming week, so I'll try to get back as soon as possible. My next video I might have to record on my laptop, so hopefully you guys are okay with that. But per usual, thank you so much for watching. We also have right here the CEO of iTrustCapital with John Deaton over at Bitcoin 2025. And I have iTrustCapital linked in the top of the YouTube video description. Go check out the video I did 3 days ago. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and until next time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button and let me know your thoughts down below. You can find all links to my crypto resources, including tools for charting, trading bots, wallets, portfolio trackers, and exclusive discounts right in my link tree in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.